Hello, it's Andy from Keyword Insights, and in this video I'm going to show you how we used keyword clustering along with a bit of out-the-box thinking to come up with keyword ideas that no one else can come up with for a very competitive niche. We use this strategy when we have a new client come on board that is perhaps just starting out, or we're in a niche that just is going to be so hard to actually rank for anything for that we've got to think differently about how we get our keywords. So hopefully you learn a little bit more about clustering, but also think differently about how you approach keyword research. Let's jump straight in. I'm going to be using the example of a skincare company that we recently got briefed from. I can't give you their name, and this isn't actually an image anything to do with them. This is an image I asked Midjourney to do. I just said skincare and this looked cool, so I stuck it there. But they came to us with a brief that So they're a brand new company, right? So there's no authority, and they're trying to sell a product which helps their own product, which they've manufactured themselves, which helps with psoriasis, eczema, redness, like blemishes, spots. It's a bit of a wonder cream, but it's in an incredibly competitive industry. Imagine how many people are selling beauty products like that. So their brief to us was, how can we insert ourselves into the conversation and not have to spend a ton of money on link building or building our authority? Where are the content ideas no one's talking about? And so we had to think outside the box. Where can we find these ideas? So we first of all turned to forums like Reddit and like Quora. They've got loads of different skincare forums where people are asking questions. This is just one of many, by the way. There's literally skincare addiction, skin. There's another one called Skin. There's loads of questions people are asking on here to do with skincare products and skincare addictions, Skincare Addiction UK, Skincare Addict. You can just see how many are here. Some of them have 2 million members. Now, we started just scrolling through this to see some of the questions. You've got to understand, a lot of people turn to Reddit or Quora when they haven't found a good enough answer to their question online. So they go to these forums to ask the question. And as you scroll through, and you scroll for as long as I do, even though, when you're reading these questions, they're very colloquial. They can be worded in 100 different ways. And as you scroll through, you sometimes see, like here, skincare routine with guy with oily skin. You can imagine if I keep scrolling, I might see a very similar question in about 10 scrolls time. It might say, hey, I'm a guy with oily skin. How can I solve that? Can you see how it's the same question, just worded differently? And as you keep scrolling, you'll see more. So again, is sunscreen harmful? A bit further later, I might see a question, is sunscreen harmful for sensitive skin? And then I might see, I have sensitive skin, is sunscreen harmful? And I see these same questions coming up time and time again. And you can see the amount of comments and upvotes it's had. 85 comments, 123 upvotes. If I keep scrolling to some of these other ones, 84 upvotes, 27 comments. So 609 upvotes, 48 comments. So these are questions that are actually resonating with people. Like they're getting a lot of engagement. So we came up with a scraper, and we scraped all these forums. Anything to do with skincare, we wanted to pull that. And we also had we put in there sort of a condition that it had to have X amount of upvotes and X amount of comments. It had to have a certain number so that it was a question that was engaged with. And we pulled this, and we came up with about 2,745 keywords. Actually, slightly more because I've got a filter there. We came up with about 3,000 keywords. And what we start to see if you take the idea that clustering groups similar keywords together, it becomes really interesting, because I just thought we'd seen the same question over and over again, but I had no data behind it. I didn't actually know the true volume of these questions. And that's where clustering comes in. So we stuck all these 3,000 keywords that we'd scraped. We cleaned them up a bit. So we used actually OpenAI to clean the keywords up. So if it would said like this, personal, standing far away from mirror, save my skin, OpenAI would reword that just so it didn't have personal in it. It made it more like a question that would be in your keyword tools. Anyway, we clustered them all together, and you can see here something really interesting. I mean, look at this one here, for example. There's 9 keywords here, all with 0 volume, because we've got the volume for all of these. But all of these questions, it's the same question being asked time and time again, just like, with a load of different results. So I'd argue that they aren't 0 volume keywords. And as I scroll down, in this column, I'm looking for ones that have a lot of keywords in. So this one, dried yellow flaky skin on face. Again, all of these are the same question being asked with hundreds of upvotes, hundreds of comments, just being asked time and time again, just always 0 volume. Again, I'd argue that this is not a 0 volume keyword. And some of these, if I go up, there's maybe some with a bit more volume and bigger clusters. So let me find a good example. Here's 119 keywords, only 50 search volume. Can Trident cream cause anxiety? It's only got 50 volume, according to keyword tools, but look, it's the same question being asked time and time again, all with lots of upvotes, all with lots of comments. What I'm saying is, if you go beyond looking at keyword tools and you actually start scraping questions from, your own sources, and you cluster them together, you get a better idea. You're not doing what every other person is doing out there, which is trying to target the keyword with the most volume. You're now finding loads of keywords that have 0 volume, except for they do have volume, and you're going to create content that no one else is, answering real questions that clearly do have the engagement that is out there. And so that's how we came up with a content strategy using keyword insights, the clustering, and coming up with our own scraping tool that scrapes Reddit for these things. Let me know if you've got any questions. Hopefully this was useful.